Hi, Jon Kuzma from EndZoneBlog.com, and I want to talk to you about a few updates that were going on around the league today. First and foremost, we have Doug Peterson, head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, has expressed interest in signing Jamaal Charles. Those of you that aren't aware, Peterson was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs before he signed with as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He got to know Jamaal Charles pretty good during his time with the Eagles. They developed some really good rapport, and he got a good look at what Jamaal Charles can do from an athletic standpoint. Um, Peterson runs a traditional system. He likes a lot of fullback and a lot of tight end in his offense. That's a big change from what Chip Kelly did with the Eagles, where he was all spread and up tempo. That new traditional approach really fit well with the Eagles. Doug Peterson had some success for a first-year coach, no doubt about it, and you have to like that he's exploring options like possibly signing Jamaal Charles and adding more talent to that offensive backfield. I think Sproles is out of there. I heard Ryan Matthews is out of there. So why not bring in Jamaal Charles? Maybe they have to even draft a running back too, because when you're losing all your offensive backs, you got to plug someone else in there. You need someone who can carry the ball. You need someone you can trust to make plays 20 times a game and take pressure off Carson Wentz in that offense. Wentz showed some promise in his first year. The Eagles started off as one of the hottest teams in the whole league before coming back down to earth. You had to figure that sooner or later they'd come back down to earth. But I think that was still a success for that first year because rookie coach, rookie quarterback, and they were competitive. That situation, they're going to have to add some free agents. They're going to have to add some talented draft picks in the draft, but I do believe the Eagles are going in the right direction. Moving on, we have Chris Long leaving New England. Chris Long is one and done in New England. He goes to the Patriots this past season. He gets his Super Bowl ring, and now he's leaving for greener pastures. Basically, he was playing a lot of three technique in the Patriots defense. Long believes he's a true defensive end. He wants to be on the edge in like a 4-3 defense, rushing upfield around that offensive tackle. He wasn't really able to do that in the Patriots scheme, and that seems to be the main reason why he's deciding to go test the free agency. Who knows what teams are interested in him? Who knows what teams will pay for him? He had a couple down seasons in St. Louis before this past year. He said he feels rejuvenated. We'll see if other teams in the NFL are rejuvenated interest-wise. That's really what it comes down to. But basically, this move for Long feels like it's due because of scheme, and he only got 15 snaps in the Super Bowl. So he was a role player there. He wants to be a starter full-time. And we'll see if he can get that somewhere else. Who knows? I've seen a lot of guys leave New England, and then, they become irrelevant. Hopefully Chris Long isn't one of those guys. He seems like a talented player when he's on, and we wish Chris Long the best. Next topic, we have Kyle Shanahan questioning his play calls in the Super Bowl. Look, if you watch the Super Bowl and you're passionate football fan and maybe kind of an expert in football, you realize that Kyle Shanahan, he screwed up in that game. I always think about Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher, when he was coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers, if he was winning, he would not pass the ball after halftime. He would control the tempo of the game. He would control the possession of the clock, and he would keep his offense on the field and the opposing team's defense on the field too. So Shanahan could learn something from Cowher's philosophies. I don't know what Shanahan was doing. The Falcons came out red hot in that Super Bowl, and like even late in the game when they right after that Julio Jones acrobatic sideline catch, they could have ran the ball and they could have kicked the field goal and they could have been celebrating, and they would have had a Vince Lombardi trophy going back to Atlanta. Instead, they line up in pass formation. They get a sack. They get a holding call, and I mean the rest is history. Brady, puts together a little bit of Tom Brady magic, and that's the fifth Super Bowl for New England in the Brady and Belichick era. Shanahan let the team down. Ultimately, Dan Quinn let the team down because he has the final say, and he's got to step in and say, "Hey, we're running the football." You got not Tavon Austin. You got the two backs in Atlanta that are exceptional players, and I really don't know what Atlanta was doing there. Give it to your two backs and let them handle it. Moving on, Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon has an opportunity to sign with the Jets or the Bears. If you don't remember, this guy was the starting quarterback temporarily in Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston came in and really ran his spot, but there's always been a kind of consensus around the league that Mike Glennon can play. He's not going to get any PT in Tampa Bay because, Jameis is a better quarterback. But Glennon can help someone, especially the Bears or the Jets. And why not? Why not bring him on board? Especially Jets. You got Bryce Petty over there, Christian Hackenberg. But, give Glennon a shot to win that job. And if he's the best player available, why not start him? Same thing with the Bears. We heard Cutler's done there. Why not bring Mike Glennon in and get a guy who's a certified leader? He is good at, conducting an offense and getting guys to rally behind him and getting players to buy into him as a leader, so why not? The next topic, which kind of brings me a little bit of enjoyment, Johnny Manziel has hired an agent, and on top of that, he's drawn a lot of interest from teams around the league. Rumor is at the scouting combine, a lot of teams have talked about Johnny Manziel and the growth he's made in his own personal life. So why not give this kid another chance? He played the 2 years in not Buffalo, Cleveland, and it never really panned out there for him. His head coach, I don't think, liked him very much. Mike Pettine didn't seem very fond of Johnny Manziel. But, I mean, at one point, this kid was a terrific football player. He deserves a second chance like everybody else in the world does. He seems to be taking strides to trend his life in the right direction, and it's baby steps for Johnny Manziel. Now it's about getting that gig, getting on with the team, and getting back to football. This kid was once referred to as Johnny Football, and now the last year and a half, all we've heard about is partying and breaking hotel rooms or rental homes up and living in Cabo or Mexico and partying his ass off. But sooner or later, you knew he was going to come back down to earth. Johnny loves football, and I'm excited to see him back out on the field. If he can make a commitment to his fitness and laying low and just doing the right things, there's no reason why he can't at least be a backup in this league. A lot of people are saying he's undersized, he's not a pocket passer. I just want to see Johnny in peak physical fitness out there doing what he's done his whole life. That's when he's successful. In the NFL, he seemed like a little bit overweight, out of shape. Get him in top-tier condition, and then let's assess what Johnny Manziel can do. Hopefully, the Broncos talked about maybe bringing him in last year. I don't know if they're interested again this year, but hopefully someone maybe gives him a third string job or a backup job. And then if he makes the most of that opportunity, who knows? Finally, the last thing we got to talk about, this is a little frustrating. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. The reason I love football is my Uncle Sam and my Aunt Patty took me to a Detroit Lions game at the Pontiac Silverdome, and I got to watch Barry Sanders run the football, play the game, and it was magical, flat out. I was hooked ever since that moment. Barry was one of the most electrifying athletes to ever play the game. So I have firsthand experience of following the Lions, showing up every weekend, even though we lose, showing up the following weekend. Detroit has the most dedicated fans in all sports. If you don't believe me, we have been historically the worst football team, and we still show up every weekend. So when I hear that Bob Quinn makes a comment that it's really disappointing that Joe Mixon wasn't invited to the NFL Combine, I'm very disappointed, flat out. I like Bob Quinn. I like that he drafted Taylor Decker. I like that he drafted A'Shawn Robinson. Those picks both panned out for the Lions. I don't know how long it's been since we've had a number 1 and number 2 pick that have both panned out for the Detroit Lions. It's been a long time. But Bob Quinn couldn't have been more wrong about Joe Mixon. You want to know what's really disappointing? It's really disappointing that Joe Mixon didn't have the self-discipline not to knock a girl out cold at a coffee shop or wherever they were at. I mean, if you don't have enough self-discipline not to take a girl, ranting in your face a little bit and just be like, excuse yourself from the situation and step away, you don't deserve to be playing football. You don't deserve to be invited to the NFL Combine. And Quinn got it completely wrong. Joe Mixon doesn't deserve to be there. What he did was despicable. And I don't care what the girl said. I don't care if the girl pushed him. Walk away, bro. Be a man. Chin up. Have a little bit of self-respect and some pride for yourself. Hitting a girl doesn't make you a tough guy. It makes you look like a fool. And Bob Quinn, if you bring this guy on, that's definitely a hit to your who you are as an individual. It's the wrong move. It sends the wrong message. This league has been plagued by guys like Ray Rice who've done the wrong thing and committed violence against women, and I just don't want to see a player like Mixon on the Lions, to be honest, flat out. There's plenty other running backs in this draft. There's plenty of free agents like Willie Parker who went undrafted and then were signed and led the league in rushing. So don't give me this crap about Joe Mixon. It's sad he didn't get invited to the Combine. No, it's sad that Joe Mixon had to hit a girl in the face, and it's quite pathetic if you ask me. Truthfully, that's all I got for tonight. I'm gonna try to do a video once a day just to keep up with all the topics. I'm having a lot of fun lately with the YouTube videos. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and look out for more from endzoneblog.com. Thank you.